Action.
Welcome to episode 13 of From the Archives here at the Arab American National Museum. My name is Matthew Jaber Stifler. I'm the Research and Content Manager. Today's From the Archives is going to explore Arab Americans fighting fascism, focusing on World War II. Arab Americans have a long history of serving in the United States Armed Forces dating back to the Spanish-American War in 1898. In World War I, as many as 13,000 Arab Americans served in the war, and many, many more in World War II, all the way up into to the current conflicts. So we have a lot of objects in our collection. This is a very small representation of the pieces we have. We have representation of women and men who served in the armed forces, Muslim, Christian, secular, all kinds of different nationalities, people that immigrated, people that were born here. So this is just a small sampling of what we have. But today we're focusing really on the Arab Americans who enlisted to fight against Nazis and fascism in Germany and Japan and elsewhere. So first we're going to talk about Dr. Abdullah Najjar. He was in the medical unit, and he ran a medical laboratory in Germany for the U.S. Army during World War I. Over here is a booklet published by the community in Flint, Michigan. It is called the American, Syrian, Lebanese, and Palestinian Honor Roll, and it honors the 105 Arab American servicemen and women from Flint, including the 4 who died during World War II. Here we have a bronze star representing Wilfred Solomon David, who served in the U.S. Army as a combat infantryman. And this was donated by his son, Warren David, who is a longtime Arab American community leader. Here we have a lot of objects representing a very unique story. Mohammed Ahmed Caddy was an immigrant from Yemen. He came to the United States with his 2 brothers in 1919, one of the first Yemeni immigrants to come to the United States. He enlisted in World War II, and he served in the 33rd Chemical Company, and he actually participated in D-Day. And so here we have a lot of his paperwork, his enrollment paperwork. We have some photographs and patches. Over here we've got this slightly Orientalist newspaper article about him and about foreign-born soldiers in general. And it says, "Foreign-born soldiers show savage training enthusiasm." And it's hard to tell, but the picture of him here is he's looking at the camera holding a knife. And it says, the caption basically says that Mohammed Ahmed Caddy of Arabia, to him, wielding a knife is almost second nature. It's just part of his custom. So it's basically trying to paint that these immigrant soldiers were quite a fearsome force for fighting Nazis and fascism. And over here we have a picture of Mr. Caddy, and also some patches that represent his service. Most of the patches are representative of him being in the amphibious forces for the Army as he participated in D-Day. So this is, again, just a very small sampling of what we have here in our collections. You can go to our online collections at arabamericanmuseum.org and see a really wonderful collection of women who served in World War II. We have some letters that 2 women that were friends who both served wrote back and forth, the May Asif collection. And so we have a lot more to talk about there. And I think that's all from here, from Dearborn. So thank you for joining us for episode 13 of From the Archives.